Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Mojo. Today is October 26th, 2015, and we have such a huge honor of having our special guest, Diana Bell, join us all the way from Florida to share her story. And, as we begin, this is the time of year, this fall, as we're approaching holidays, where it is super easy to kind of get out of routines and to have a lot of holiday things coming up and a lot of traveling. And, I just want to encourage anybody who feels like they're struggling to catch their breath or to find their stride. Today is a brand new day, and I hope that as we listen to Diana's story, that we can just kind of help to refocus ourselves and see that, if she can do it, so can we. So, Diana, I'm going to pass it off to you. Thanks so much for being here.
Hi, everybody. Like you said, my name is Diana. First, of course, I have to say thank you guys. I was joking earlier that I was so asked to be on the call that I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know what I was going to say. I didn't know why really I would be someone asked to be on the call anyway. And so thinking about what to share, it really, what motivates me is my own story, because that's who I have to do it for. And I feel like that's the biggest thing for everyone else, is that motivation has to be your story. Other people are very motivating, and you get a lot from other people. You learn from them, you get tips from them, and they inspire you. But the motivation itself, you take all of that inside and you have to refocus it and use it in your own way and put it out and into your story, and that way other people can do the same from you. I'm sorry, I talk really fast. Let's take a breath. My journey started, my whole life I knew I would have to struggle with weight. I knew that it was a big deal. I grew up just with my mom, and she's very thin. She doesn't really work out. She used to be a model, and I just thought, great, this is not anything that's important. I don't have to worry about it. I eat what my mom eats. The woman can pack away a whole pizza and you'd never know it. That doesn't work for me, because there's this whole other side of my family, and we have the history of diabetes. We have a history of heart disease, of heart failure, and all of these things. And so I think it really hit me right around the age of 18. We took a family picture, and that's one that I sent over, and it's my dad's side of the family, and I'm standing next to them, and in the picture is my grandfather, my cousin, my uncle, my dad, myself, my aunt, and another aunt as well. And I'm there on the right hand side, with the brown hair, and I'm 18 years old in that picture. I saw this photo, and I always thought that overweight and obesity ran in my family, but I never saw it on me until I saw me next to them. And I said, you know what? I blend in, and I look just like them, and I'm heading down that same path, and it's not going to work. I can't do this. I'm not, I can't do that for myself. Everyone in that picture, except for myself and the baby, has diabetes. In that picture, I'll talk about later, is a triple bypass surgery. In that picture is a death. In that picture is so much pain and so much shame sometimes, just in what they, we've all put our bodies through, and we all feel it, when you have a couple bad days. And I just couldn't take it anymore. That picture hangs on my wall still, because I love my family. I love them dearly. And that was a moment in time when we were all together. And every time I walk past it, I look at that picture and I say, nope, not again, not me. I just can't be me. And now I'm trying to work with them as well, because I want them to see the same thing. My grandfather in the middle of the picture had a triple bypass this year. My grandmother on the same side, she had a triple bypass 2 years ago. They're in their 60s, early 60s, and I personally feel like that's too young for a triple bypass. My grandmother's was supposed to be quadruple bypass, but the artery was so blocked and so small, the doctor said, don't worry about it. We're not even going to try. And that was really hard to hear, that something that runs in my family and something that we're so predisposed to on that side, the doctor just said, oh, it's too bad, you know, too far, we can't do anything. So to have that opposite from what I grew up with, I knew that, you know, I can't just base my health on what someone else is doing. I can't base my health on my mom and just think that her genes are going to kick in. I have to do it for me, and I have to do it myself. My uncle on the left of that picture in the striped shirt, his name is Shannon. That's his little daughter in the front, his first one. He now has another daughter. I have 4 girls now. That's another picture that I sent over. These are my 4 girls. Jasmine, the one on the right-hand side in the green dress, the day that she was born, I got a phone call that my uncle had died. So I was in the hospital. I'm celebrating, you know, the birth of my daughter. My dad was there with me. He tried to leave early because it was taking too long for her to come. She was a little bit stubborn. And I begged him. I said, no, just stay. You know, the doctor said she's almost here. Just stay with me. So he agreed. When she was finally born, he held her. He kissed me. He left. When he got home, everyone in his house was asleep. He lived with my grandfather and my uncle. In the morning, they found my uncle passed away in his bed. And I kind of felt like maybe if I hadn't asked him to stay, he would have found him sooner. Maybe he could have done something. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. There's always maybe, right? So my uncle, I was just given, you know, my third daughter, and he just left 2 behind. And they you know, they would never see him again. I said, you know what, I can't think about maybe, because I can't think about maybe with my dad saying that, you know, maybe he would have found him, maybe this. What I can do is maybe if I focus on me, I won't leave them, because now I have my 3 at the time, those older 3. Maybe I can do something for me, and maybe no one will have to find me. They will find me in the morning sleeping, and they'll jump on the bed and we'll run outside and play. That's my maybe. And I don't want it to be a maybe. I want it to be a definite. And that's when I said, I have to do something. I can't live for maybe. I have to live for definite. I started with P90X. My Beachbody journey started with P90X. Honestly, I hated it. Tony Horton is not my cup of tea. I love him. He's funny, but there's an age gap, and his jokes sometimes just go way up here. I just don't get it. And so if I can't concentrate, it just wasn't working for me. Not for my first program. They were too long. And for someone who wasn't used to working out anymore, I played volleyball growing up, but someone who was out of that habit, it was too long. I couldn't stick with it. I ended up quitting and starting over and quitting, starting over and quitting. My husband did it. He finished it. He got great results. It wasn't me. So I said, okay, let me try something else. I saw an Insanity infomercial. I thought, okay, I'll try Insanity. It's more cardio. It's faster pace. I think he's funny. We'll give this a shot. And I ordered it. I got a friend to do it with me. Did every single day, all of them. And I thought, great, let's see my results. I didn't lose a single pound. Not one. Oh, no, not that one yet. That was later. I got nothing. I didn't lose a single pound. Nothing. And I thought, what happened? I didn't follow any nutrition. That was the problem. I thought, well, I'll make better choices with my food, but, you know, we don't have to worry about the nutrition. I'm getting the workouts. That's all it takes, right? I just need to work out. No, it didn't work out. I had to fix my food. I knew that was a big struggle, but what I got out of Insanity, not only was that habit of working out every day, was I knew that I was better with a partner, with a friend, and having that person there with me really helped me. And I feel like everyone has to know what works for you. Everyone's journey has to be for you, and it has to be what works for you and what makes it easy, makes it fun. It shouldn't just because it's called a workout, it shouldn't feel like this dreaded thing at the end of your day. You know, the best part of a journey is getting to that place where you want to do it and you're excited to do it. Even if you hate that 30 minutes or that hour that you're in there, you want to do it. So I was in I saw an invitation for a challenge group. And I thought, you know what? I did really well having that partner at home. Let me do this group. It's 90 days. We'll do it. And at the same time, at home, I said, you know what? I want to work out with my husband. This was something I started for family. I wanted to do it with my family. So I wanted that to be something that we could share. And P90X was not something we could share. So I ordered Combat. My husband grew up wrestling background, kung fu background, martial arts, perfect. Combat is the way to go. It's got to be, right? So we ordered it, and he actually ordered it a day before I did. I had no idea. And so we're already on the same page. Perfect. It gets there. We start doing it. I said, I've got to do the nutrition this time. I've got this challenge group. I joined. I made sure to do every single challenge of the day. I made sure to check in. Even if nobody liked my status or commented on it, I did it for me. Because if I didn't post, it was because I didn't do it. And knowing that I posted made me, hold myself accountable, because if my husband's there, yes, that's great, but it's something that clicks in me that I've got to write it down. I've got to put it in the group. I did it. We finished Combat. It's 3 different schedules of 60 days. I did all 3 of them. I followed the nutrition. I put it in my, in my phone, on MyFitnessPal. I followed with the challenge group, and I had that community support. And you know what? By putting that post up every day, even when I got no likes, no comments, the day I missed putting up a post, guess how many people were calling me saying, where's your post? Where's your post? Because they're watching. They're watching. Even if they don't comment during the day, they're still watching. And that goes back to, everyone. So are my girls. If I put on my workout clothes, they say, oh, you're going to work out. Can I do it too? Sure. I'm not going to tell you no. But if I don't put it on, Mommy, you're not going to work out today? Why not? And then I have to think of a reason why not. Do you know how hard it is to tell a 5 and 6-year-old why not when you don't have a good reason? Well, I want to watch this TV show. Well, I'm playing Candy Crush. Yeah, they laugh at you and they will call you out on it in a heartbeat. So we did it. Finished it with my husband, and that's where the red bathing suit, I lost 38 pounds doing those 3 60-day schedules with Combat. 38 pounds. Oh my gosh. It was in the left picture. That was on my 1-year anniversary. I had the 3 oldest girls. We still hadn't had the youngest one yet. I went into my doctor for a checkup, and she told me my weight. And my weight was the same weight that I was the day before my daughter was born. And I said, how? No, she's almost 2 years old. How am I the same weight that I was when I was pregnant with her? Because I hadn't paid attention, so that's what actually started me, on the P90X anything. That was my picture. And I said, this isn't right. I didn't believe her. I went home. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. But I went home and I took that picture on the left, and I said, this can't be right. And when I saw it on my phone, my jaw just dropped, and no. After my 90-day challenge group, that's me on the right, 38 pounds. And I had to put on the same bathing suit. I still have it. I don't wear it, but I can't get rid of it just because, I have this picture. And I said, you know what? I won't do it again. I cannot be pregnancy weight and not pregnant. And when I took that picture on the right, I gave it to my husband. I showed it to him because he had finished Combat as well. He shared it with friends. A few days later in the mail, I get a bracelet. And it was handmade by someone that my husband knows, with a handwritten letter that said how much of a motivation I was to her and how much I inspired her. I'd never met her. I'd never seen her. I'd never talked to her. My husband sent her my picture because they knew each other. And she sent me this bracelet, and I said, you know what? I can't stop here. I can't stop. It's not about losing more weight now. It's not about, even if that's your eventual goal, it's not about losing weight. It's about being that example for yourself, being that example for your kids, for your friends, for your family, for strangers, apparently. Everyone is watching. And I wear that bracelet every time I finish a program. I take a picture with the bracelet on, and I've got it, and I still have the note. I keep it in the same box it came in, just because that was my inspiration, is seeing that people need that, and I needed that. But seeing that someone was getting it from me, I had to keep going. With combat, I call it my soulmate program, because I think everyone has to find that one thing, whether it's combat or P90X or insanity or running or lifting, whatever it is, something that you're excited to do. I was going through a lot personally as well, just stressed out, and things were really tough. But I was literally fighting everything that made me upset. I was fighting my anger at the situations around me. I was fighting my weight. I was fighting my bad food choices. I was fighting my stress at work. I was fighting people I was mad about. You picture something in your head and you just go down sometimes with the combat. It's great. But I was fighting everything that I saw in that family picture. What I said wouldn't be me. I was fighting maybe. I said, I'm going to beat it. I'm going to beat maybe. I'm going to be definite. I kept my nutrition on point, like I said, thanks to the group. With that weight loss, that 38 pounds, my husband and I were able to plan a pregnancy for our youngest, the baby in the picture of all four. She is a year old now. But that's the only one we actually said, we want another baby. I said, I can't get pregnant at this weight. I can't do it. I won't do it. So when I lost that weight and I showed him that picture, it was like, we can have a baby now. I'm there. I am in a place where my body can handle it, where my body's not going to betray me. I'm not going to get gestational diabetes. I'm not going to have all these problems during my pregnancy. My baby will be healthy, and I will have that example. Like I said, she's a year old now. I had some issues during the pregnancy. I wasn't able to keep working out. I was too sick. So I gained about 30 pounds during the pregnancy. It was really hard. When you lose all that weight and you gain it all back, it's really hard to remember what you were carrying at one point, and there was no end result. And I said, I'm 30 pounds heavier now, but there's a life inside of me. I was 30 pounds heavier then, for nothing. So my current, once I was able to start working out again, wasn't until after she was born. I'm doing Body Beast now, and I set completely new goals for myself. I want to lift. I want to build muscle. Sorry, I was reading something. But again, like I said, you have to find out what it is that fits you. I'm in the Body Beast super groups online, and they have motivation, and it's great. But I've switched up so much now that I don't even follow the schedule. I will follow the schedule to a point, but I'll throw in combat every now and then. If I start to lose my motivation, I find that soulmate workout, and I'll throw in a 60-minute combat workout, because that's the only program where I see that there are still 45 minutes left, and I think, yes, I still get to do this for 45 minutes. That's what you want to feel. And so, I mix it up, and I read something the other day that I've been using, because I slacked up. My youngest, she got sick a couple weeks ago, and it ended up being nothing. She was going through a bout of anemia, which is prevalent on my mom's side. But we were told that she would go into tachycardia and heart failure, that she'd have to be hospitalized. We had to do emergency blood work. We're very scared. But the next day, all the blood work came back. She was fine. But for those 2 days, I didn't work out. The next day after that, I didn't work out. And then it's 3 days. And then it's 4 days. And then it's 5 days. And 6. And it just kept going. 3 weeks, I didn't work out for 3 weeks. And so in the middle of that 3 weeks, I read something, and it was actually on my Fitness Pal. They have really cool blogs on there sometimes. And it was saying, how to never miss another workout. And I thought, yeah, right. That's not going to happen. But what I took from it was not to miss 2 days in a row. Everyone has to miss. Sometimes you're sick, you're tired, you deserve it. You take a day off. Okay, fine. But tomorrow you don't. Even if you don't do that body beast workout that's scheduled, or you don't do that 20-mile run that you were planning, you do something. You get up, you put your clothes on, and you do some version of what you are scheduled to do that day. If it's going for a 15-mile run, go for a walk. Go for a mile walk, but you put your clothes on, you went outside, you kept that habit, and you kept going. Because tomorrow you're not going to think, I didn't do it yesterday, so I won't do it today. No, you did it. And even if tomorrow you don't feel like doing it anyway, put on your clothes, go for a 2-mile walk. And then maybe on your walk, you'll start to run, or you'll start the workout and want to finish. I had a coach tell me one time, he says, put on your clothes, put on the video, and do the warm-up. If at the end of the warm-up you still want to quit, take the day off. And he says, and tomorrow, put on your clothes and do the warm-up. Because the warm-up's 5 minutes? By the time you're in it, and you're going, and you've probably got a little bit of sweat going, you're just going to do it. And I had to make my own accountability. I have a couple different things that I do. I still post every day on Facebook and Instagram. I know my friends get annoyed. I know that they see me flexing in my bathroom mirror every Friday. And I said, you know what, but it's for me, because I made it clear to them in order for them to keep me accountable as well. If I don't post, it's because I didn't do it. And we started a movie Monday, and we post a little video. Sometimes it's a video of me doing a certain workout, or my girls doing pull-ups because every night they want to do workout with us, or something personal. We posted a video of us on a helicopter tour. We have a movie Monday. And again, people watching, I missed a couple, and they said, where's your movie? I thought, I didn't know anybody was watching them. No one said anything about them. They were just for me. So you get those routines, and people are watching, people are taking from you, even if you don't think that your story is inspirational, even if you don't think that your story is impacting someone like I did. When I was first asked for this call, I thought, why? But there are people watching. Everyone relates to somebody else, and they're taking something from you. Even if it's the fact that you skipped a workout and you did it the next day, they took it and they used it because they skipped their workout yesterday too. And because you worked out, they're going to work out. I also have my own whiteboard mostly for my coaching stuff, but across I have a huge calendar, and instead of just crossing off the days with the little hash marks, because I'm doing Body Beast, every day I put a letter, and when I do my workout, I cross off my day, and at the end of the week it says Beast Up. Every week, Beast Up, Beast Up, Beast Up, Beast Up. And if I miss a letter, it says some funky things sometimes because, you didn't beast up. You maybe bipped. Like, you never know. So you gotta, for me, that's something that I see on my board. I'm thinking, I only got 3 letters. I need to beast up. And I've tried different works, crush it or push through it, different things. Anything. You have to find the workout that's right for you. You have to find the accountability that works for you, something that keeps you on track. You have to find that realization that you are an inspiration, no matter if you don't see it. And then I told you I did combat because I wanted something in common with my husband. Now we're to a point, we have been training recently for a Savage race. And I don't know if you can see my shirt. We did it yesterday. So 7.25 miles, 26 obstacles. I'm pretty bruised up. I've got some nice bruises over here. I've got some, there it is. We finished that yesterday. That's my husband on the left, myself, my brother, a coach on our team, and then my mom. I told you she's small, and her boyfriend, and we did it all together. 3 hours, 1 minute, 28 seconds. But we did it. We attempted or finished every single obstacle in that race. And it was just something that for us, and I can't tell you the feeling when we went across the finish line and we were like, I just did that. I just did that. But my husband joined in, and that's him kind of Now he's joining in on things that I like to do because we did combat together. Now we can share in this interest as well. And we weren't even 3 miles into our race yesterday, and our group is talking, well, next time we need to do this, and next time we need to do that. And I said, whoa, 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 let's finish this time before next time. But that's what happens. You get that ball rolling and you don't want to stop, and you already plan for next time. So, we've got our goals set that next we want to do is the Spartan race, the trifecta. And those things are, that's going to be interesting. But it's just something, even if it's not a race, if it's, I want to go on a 10-mile run, or I want to bike from here to the, park that's a few miles away with my kids. That's what you're training for, being that definite instead of that maybe. That's what I'm training for. I want them to wake up and find me sleeping because we're tired from a race, not, find me because I'm, my uncle, because I'm my family, because things have happened. I live for them. And it just, the race was amazing, but it was our team, and it was just something, we did as a group, and it was something we did together because, I don't know, it's just that group thing. And so many people have seen our posts already of us finishing, and all these people that have never commented on our training pictures, have never liked a picture of us, saying that we're doing a Savage race. They're all, oh my gosh, when was it? How was it? And they've got questions, and all these people are coming out of the woodwork, and it's just proof again that they were watching. They saw that training, and they said, where are the pictures? We want to see that you finished. And we have people who want to do it with us next time, and they're excited to see what we're going to do next. And I don't want people just to watch me. I want them to join me, but they can watch as long as it takes, and I'll be there when they're ready to join. And because there was somebody there for me, so you've got to find that within you. And I'm telling you, other people will latch on, and it's the biggest motivator I've ever had, is having people latch on to me when I don't feel like I have any, I'm still latching on to other people. I'm starting to ramble a little bit again. So the only other picture I sent is my current progress. It's an orange bathing suit picture. That's after two sections of Body Beast. The top picture in the middle was right after my pregnancy. The bottom picture in the middle is after 8 weeks of Body Beast. There's only 2 pounds difference, which looks like way more. There's only 2 pounds difference. But I'm telling you, pictures, that's another thing for me. I've got to do pictures, because if I had not taken that before picture and that one at the bottom, and I'd gotten on that scale and saw 2 pounds, I would have quit. Because what is 2 pounds? When you're in the middle of a workout and you're in the middle of this huge goal, that's what you think. What is 2 pounds? That's 2 pounds. The motivation that I have from that picture, that's 2 pounds. That's what that 2 pounds did for me. And it's just that, you gotta, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. I'm starting to ramble. I mean, you can jump in, Michael, anytime you want. I don't know what else.
I will jump in here. Diana, I mean, that is just incredible. I love seeing your before and after pictures. Your transformation pictures are so awesome. And I'm so glad that you said the thing about the difference between the weight on the scale and looking at in the pictures, because it is so true. I know that from my own experience as well. And I feel like there are so many golden nuggets that you said over the last half hour that as I was like watching everybody, watching you, I could see like smiles, head nods. And I'm just curious to know, like, from everybody who's here, what of the takeaway that really hit you about Diana's story? And go ahead and unmute yourself and feel free to share that. While you're thinking of it, I just want to thank you, Diana, for just being so real and transparent. Like that is just like one of my big takeaways from you is just how authenticity is magnetic, and you're just sharing your story and showing the ups and the downs and what you did to get through. I think that is just some of the most inspirational parts. Like, that's the recipe for inspiration. So that's one of my big takeaways from you. And I realized that all that clicking sound is from me. I'm going to mute myself.
I was just going to say that, Michael. Sorry, it's you.
Yeah. Here, somebody else.
I thought it was my headphones. Okay, I'll talk. First off, thank you so much, Diana. And I think my big takeaway was I get frustrated with the scale sometimes too, because I know like my pants are fitting better, or, you know, a shirt is suddenly really big on me and I haven't lost as many pounds, but I know my body's changing. So I know I need to take pictures more. So thank you for sharing that, because I will be taking some more pictures just tomorrow, even just because I know I haven't in a while.
Absolutely.
So thank you. Thank you.
I love pictures.
I'm not ready to share pictures yet, but I'm getting there.
That picture, the picture of the red bathing suit, I kept in my phone for a long time. I didn't show anybody until I had the after picture.
Right.
It was, at that point, it was for myself.
Exactly.
And just in that picture, I had one after my youngest was born. I have a picture that I kept on my phone of my waist, of my waist, because I don't do it anymore. I take a new one every week. I take a new one because I don't see the scale moving. It's just, you know, the type of training I'm doing right now, but it's,
right.
You know, like, it's a game changer. It's a game changer.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Hey, Diana.
Hi.
Awesome story. Awesome story, and awesome results. Like, I was really happy to see how much you progressed, like, ever since you started. So big ups to you. And the thing that resonated with me the most is your consistency, and how you always wanted to keep yourself accountable by not just by doing the workouts, but keeping yourself accountable to the people that you're inspiring as well. Because, you know, like, whether, you know, on Facebook, whether it's silent or you have people commenting, you know, you have people watching, and you have your set of cheerleaders as well. So it's like when people were commenting on days where you'd miss, saying, "Hey, where's your workout? Where's it? Like, where's, like, we were expecting to see your new video or new picture and everything." Like, that kind of adds a little added motivation as far as keeping you going, just because you built, number one, for your own health, for your own journey, but also number two, like, you never know who you're inspiring just by your own consistency and just showing up. Like you said, just put your clothes on and get to work. So like, that was something that I really took away from your story, is just the consistency and just showing up no matter what, whether even if you just do 5 minutes of the warm up. So
exactly. Thanks. I'm so glad that people are getting things from this. I was so nervous starting this call. I have one picture that I posted a long time ago, and I keep it, and I look like this. I was crying. My hair was a mess. I just had this massive migraine, but it was almost 11:30, and somebody posted, "I didn't see your workout picture today." And I thought about what my answer to them was going to be. I don't want to, or I don't feel like it, or my head hurts. And I thought, you know, that's not a good enough reason to give somebody else, because if they gave me that reason, I would try and encourage them through it. So I went up, I did my workout, I cried through all of it. I was in so much pain. I couldn't finish it. I had the least amount of intensity possible, but I took the picture and posted that whole description. And I said, I did it. I had a headache. I cried through it, but I got it done. It wasn't as intense as before, but I'll be back on it tomorrow. And the response was incredible. And it made me feel incredible. At least I got it in. I got something. And it does make a huge difference. because I feel like
Exactly.
they're accountable.
Yeah. And that's the hardest part. Like a lot of the hardest part is showing up, and like all the magic happens after that. Like sometimes your mind will be in the right place, but your body just doesn't respond like you're saying. With the headaches, maybe the burn comes a little bit faster, so you find yourself taking more breaks. But as long as you're doing it, like there will be good days, and more often than not, the energy will be there, because so like it's just a matter of just push and play and pushing on through. So
Absolutely.
awesome.
And I've just got to say that I applaud you for your courage of really sharing all of the steps of your journey. And, I mean, social media is notorious for being a place where we only share our highlights, and the places where we're like, yay, we won, or like, my body is like a supermodel now, but we don't show all of the parts where we had the migraine, where we were like, ugh, I just did 5 minutes, but I got that in. And I think that's incredible. And I'm curious to know how did you get that courage to use that as accountability? Because I think not everybody does that.
For me, honestly, I got used to sharing a little bit in the challenge group I was in. That was a big deal because I was seeing other people that had, stories that impacted me more than I thought mine would impact anybody, and people who had, more struggles than I would, or people who were sick, or just seeing other people doing what I was using as an excuse. So I did it in the group. After that, I did become, I am a coach now, and I thought, you know what, I'm running challenge groups now, and I have people who will post, I don't feel like doing my workout. Well, neither do I, but I'm going to do it so that maybe you will. And it just became about, getting someone else to work out more so than getting me to work out, because getting me to work out wasn't always working. But when I put it that way and I said, I want them to work out, I got my butt up and I did it. And I don't know, I had to start thinking about everybody else. And the pictures where I have a headache or I looked a mess started in those private challenge groups, so I knew nobody else saw it. It wasn't until I had been a coach for probably 6 months before I was comfortable putting them on my own page. And it was just, I don't know, it was time. I said, I can't inspire people if I'm only inspiring people that are already inspired by me. That are already following me. I've got to reach out. I've got to reach more people. I've got to spread this, even if, their customer, they're on someone else's team, they're in someone else's group, they work out with someone else, they do something else. That doesn't matter. It's just that I'm doing it too, because a fitness journey is a fitness journey. We all just sometimes have different brands or different labels, or, different workouts, of course, whatever it may be. We're all still with the same goals in mind. And so I put it up because it was all the excuses I was seeing on my page. Well, I skipped my workout. Well, I'll work out tomorrow. Well, I need to start working out. Well, I didn't get it done, so I'll start next Monday. I said, look, I did it. Next day, look, I did it. Look, I did it. And it started for me because I knew, like I said, if I didn't post, it was because I didn't do it. And I didn't want to miss one. So then when I had a bad one, I did it anyway. And I noticed that I got more response from that. And I said, okay, it doesn't have to, I turned off the Photoshop on my phone. We all have that auto airbrush that it does where, it smooths out your face. I'm like, if I look like a model at the end of my workout, I probably didn't do a good enough job. So let's take the filter off. Let's not try and fix the hair. Let's just this is me. And my picture represents the struggle I just went through for a half hour, for an hour. And it may not have been everything I had, but everything I left on the floor, and it's done. And here it is. I really feel like my courage came from the response I got from other people. I can't really take credit for myself for that. It was, I don't know, I was posting it in a small group and it seemed to work. And so I wanted to show more people and it seemed to work. And so it was their energy that kind of fed it. That's what keeps that going.
we can take another minute or so if anybody has any burning comments or questions for Diana.
Can you guys hear me? I don't know if my mic's working.
Yeah.
Awesome. My computer said, we can't pick up your microphone, so I just assumed. Vanessa, mute. Diana, I just wanted to say I really loved when you shared how it felt to have people looking to you for motivation when you're still looking to other people for motivation, because it's completely synchronicity with what I was reading this week. I'm reading a book about creativity. It has nothing to do with working out, and they were talking about how like actors who've made it never feel like they've made it. And it just goes to show like how we have to keep on improving no matter what stage we're at. And I just thought like that was such an affirmation for me, because I just felt like, you know, I'm never gonna feel like I made it, but that's how everyone else feels too. And it's just awesome to hear. And the other thing that really stuck out to me was when you were sharing about like finding your program. Because when I don't feel like working out, I do rock and body. It's like the cheesiest thing ever, but it's like, it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. You can't like, you can't not rock your body. Why not? So anyway, just thanks for sharing your story. There were a lot of things I really related to. Oh yeah, meal plan. That was a big one. For the first time ever, I'm following the meal plan for the program I'm doing. I know Michael knows, because every time I do a program, he's like, so what are you doing for food? And I'm like, Dr. Pepper. And he's like, Vanessa, stop it. And he's, I mean, in a very, very positive way, he has been, smacking me across the face. Thanks, Michael. But this is the first time I was like, you know what? Screw all my stubbornness. Time to follow the meal plan. And thanks for another affirmation that I need to stick to that.
Definitely. It was a game changer for me. Like I said, I did the whole insanity and didn't lose any weight.
Yeah.
It was the food. As soon as I changed the food, and it was an easy, I say easy. It was an easy change I did first. Instead of following it completely, I just said, okay, let's follow the calorie recommendation. And I put that in my fitness, and I kept the calories. And then the next, sorry, I'm reading. Okay. The next, 60 days, then I dialed it in. I said, okay, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of that. And then the next 60 days, I really got into it, and I eliminated everything, and I followed the plan, and I used the meals that they told me to use. And it's just, if you go from one extreme to the other, it's really hard to follow, and you lose that momentum that you've got going, because you feel like you're depriving yourself. I don't deprive myself of anything. I just moderate every now and then. I'll have a treat. I didn't say this, but I don't call it a cheat meal. I call it a treat meal, because I feel like I deserve it. Because a cheat has that connotation that you should feel guilty about it and that it's a bad thing. And when you start to think that way, you want it even more. But it's a treat meal. I worked my butt off for 6 days. I'm going to have, biscuits and gravy for or whatever, which I wouldn't, because I can't have dairy, but I used to. But I'll have that treat because I'm treating myself. Just like when I work out, I'm treating my body because it's going to feel better. So I get that one treat. I personally can't do a treat day, because a treat day turns into a treat forever. But
Yeah, I feel that.
do a treat meal, and the only requirement restriction I put on myself for my treat meal is I don't have a treat meal on rest day. Because if I have a treat meal on a day I don't work out, done.
Yeah.
So I do a treat meal on like a Wednesday or Thursday, somewhere in the middle of my week, and I've got 3 more days of workouts afterwards, and my rest day is clean. Because if you're not working out, you've got to have that nutrition that day. Otherwise, your whole momentum can be thrown off.
Yeah.
It was the food for me. It really was the food. It was
something you just said, too, reminded me tonight. Tonight I made fish tacos. And first time ever. I didn't think I could make those. I thought they were hard or something. But when I was saying what toppings were allowed to go on there, I started by telling my husband, I'm like, oh, well, I'm not allowed to have that. And then I changed my verbiage and I said, well, I could put that on there, but that's not on plan. So I'm just going to stick to what I'm allowed to have. Oh, no, I used it again, but that's,
It's a process.
Work in progress. But I just explained to him that I'm really trying to change the mentality there. And it's not just and I love what you said about having a treat meal instead of a cheat meal. And because that's exactly right. I'm a repetitive Atkins follower, and I would always fall off the wagon because I was so deprived. And I love the idea of being like, it's kind of like, I don't know if you're a Bible person or not, but in the Bible it says all things are permissible, but not all things are beneficial. And it's so true. Because I mean, you can have a candy apple if you want. It's fall. We're thinking about fall foods. You can have a candy apple, but I mean, there are better things to treat yourself with.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I had to get away from that. It's all in the verbiage made a huge deal for me. Some people it doesn't matter, but for me it did. And calling it a cheat was detrimental for me. So I switched it to treat because I know I'll work it off. And like I said, I'll have a meal, or usually it's a Butterfinger. That's my treat typically. Can't help it. Like a Wednesday or Thursday on the way home from work, get one. But that's it. And I don't know. It curves everything else because I had that treat and I feel good about it because I worked out. I had my treat. I'm going to work out again tomorrow. And I don't want to then go eat 10 more of them.
right.
Because I am allowed. I can do it because I am making changes that allow me to do that.
Yeah.
And not feel guilty about it or not feel like it's going to hurt me. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
I can just tell from the smiles and the nods that what you shared was so inspirational. And I know, especially for me, I'm kind of coming off the heels of being sick, and I've been out of my schedule, and just hearing your story and hearing the way that you have jumped right back onto things and the way that you work with moderation has definitely given me the inspiration to go do my workout tonight. Inaugural workout of after about a week or so. So thank you, Diana, for just so generously sharing your time and your story and just your heart and energy. It has made such a huge impact for me as well as the people here joining, and for everybody who is watching the replay as well. So thank you so much for spending your time with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'm on Facebook. Message me, whatever. But yeah, I'm glad that I was able to be here. Thank you guys so much for listening and for being part of my motivation again, for being part of that group that like I was talking about before, seeing that people latch on to you even when you're latching on to others. But yeah, I'm glad you're working out tonight. I may or may not work out, honestly, because we did the race yesterday. I pulled thing in my hip flexor and can't really lift my leg off the ground, but I'm gonna do something, maybe yoga.
I think
This kind of gets me thinking. I did combat earlier, but I might have to do it again just to get some footage into that. Like, that's something.
Yeah, I have to go do my workout too. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Me three.
I already did mine.
Woohoo, Vanessa.
Well, I think I'm gonna have some pio in my future tonight. I'm gonna kind of ease back into.
That's a good thing, yeah.
Post in the event page when we're done with our workouts tonight.
Boom.
Boom.
Go,
Yay.
Coach Diana Bell.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, we need to get off to our workouts. So we'll close here. Thank you once again. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you, Diana.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.